Helicopter Man pounds dinosaur billionaire.
The stream started.
Come
Hello,
on
everyone.
yourself, guys. Hello,
Welcome
everyone.
to another podcast, Noosphere podcast to be specific. This podcast is sponsored by Chuck Tingle. It's just... Oh, we should not have looked this up before we started.
Physical manifestation of Wordle.
Yes, we're talking today about Tau Codex, also known as Codex Broadsides.
Yes.
Okay, so
does.
just to clue everyone in, there is a short story author who goes by the definitely real name of Chuck Tingle. You should check out his Instagram. It's instagram.com/Chuck Tingle. It will help the pain of this codex go down a little bit more softly. And bring tears to your eyes. Stop reading it, James. Stop reading it, James. You got to focus. My name is Nathan, aka the Mazer. I'm joined today by James, aka the Man Magos, and aka Little Willie.
My name is John Hams, and I'm a sex addict.
I think Chuck Tingle is a bit of a sex addict. The man, he loves to Photoshop little faces on inanimate objects.
He's a real buckaroo.
He sure is. He's even got a D&D campaign. Anyway, key changes of this fine codex. Let's talk about the key changes. Fuck, I've lost it. That's it.
Scrap
We're
the
done.
Tau Codex and just
Talk
do
about
a
Chuck
live
Tingle.
reading of Helicopter Man pounds dinosaur billionaire ass.
I would prefer to do that, but unfortunately,
I must know what happens at the
scheduled.
of Buttogeddon, the final days
I
of
was going
crowning
to
ass.
this is going to turn into the one that got away thanks to Chuck Tingle.
Right,
So,
come on, guys.
maximum
Let's
of
be
one
professional
commander in each detachment.
here. It's true.
Except in Farsight Enclaves, they can have 2 commanders in each detachment, which is pretty good because commanders are pretty fucking cool in this codex.
Yeah, pretty good. But I think, was it not? I was going to call them chaplains. The Tau chaplains.
Ethereals,
Ethereal.
Which have now
the
evolved
skinny
into
chaplains, the bulimic chaplains
The bulimic
Yeah.
with vaginas on their faces.
No, they don't. Come on, man. It's a breathing system.
It's
how it's their nose.
it's a schlagon.
It's not. It's there for them to be skull fucked.
It's a breathing slit.
It's a thrasher.
Okay. It's a
Is that
thrash.
what you calling it now? Is that what you call it now? A breathing
It's
slit?
clunge.
it's a little squish mitten.
Chuck Tingle, take note.
It's something something for the guardsmen to go balls deep into.
Yes. For them to fix bayonets. Prototype systems are now points upgrades, which was fully expected. These are point upgrades for commanders, crisis suits, crisis bodyguards, and ghost kills. Ghost kills actually got some pretty cool shit. We'll go into later. New drone changes. There's a shitload of pages in the new codex about drones, what they do, what they no longer do, the keywords that they have, the keywords that they count as having for the basis of various things. There's quite a lot of drone stuff. It's a big old fucking codex. It's a big thick meat of a codex. So we're gonna have to like be
First
reasonable out.
impression, though.
Yeah, I think we should start with like the main changes, like the overarching changes to Tau as a faction.
Yeah.
Moving from 8th to 9th
Yeah.
edition.
Montcar and Calyon, you now pick which one you're going to use during the battle. Montcar affects turns 1 to 3. Calyon affects turns 3 to 5. Montcar means that units count as remaining stationary after moving or advancing, which is pretty fucking cool. And when they're targeting the closest enemy unit, as long as that unit is within Montcar range, which changes as the turns go by, you get +1 AP and reroll wounds rolls of 1. And for turn 1, it's 18 inches, turn 2, it's 12, and turn 3, it's 9 inches. Calyon, you can shoot, your entire army can shoot and fall back at -1 to hit. And you get exploding shots when targeting the closest enemy unit within 12 inches. For the turn 3, it explodes on 6s. Turn 4, it explodes on 5s. And turn 5, it explodes on 4s if you have anything left, although your opponent probably won't.
I like this because it gives the Tau player the option to either play cagey or go aggressive, depending on the matchup that they've got, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird one though, because
I think the turn 1, 2, 3 one will be chosen more often than not, because I think it'll have a bigger impact overall in the majority of games.
you can't really play KG for 2 turns.
Yeah,
like you can't afford to sit and do nothing for 2 turns.
Yeah, you play
Which is why
KG
I'm
turn
saying-
1 to
which is why I'm saying the more aggressive one, the turn 1, 2, 3, will probably be chosen more often than not.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I honestly do not see people taking Carrion in tournaments.
Fair.
Because the extra AP and reroll wind rolls of 1 is just too
Yeah.
too spicy. Like falling back at -1 to hit.
It's Sultan Rings.
Battle suits can shoot an engagement range, and they can shoot heavy weapons at -1 to hit engagement range, which is another reason why Carrion is just not that great. Like, if battle suits can fall back at -1 to hit, what's the difference between shooting in range at -1 to hit? With the heavy weapons, like, they don't need to fall back. They got some new secondaries.
I think one thing to note, which is pretty big, especially for people that played Tau a lot in the 8th edition, is Tau have now lost Overwatch.
It's
There's
no longer
a
free.
baseline ability.
Yeah.
They can't shoot Overwatch or
Yeah,
the
they can't
silly
stack
stuff
it.
where everything in 6 inches shoots Overwatch.
Yes, that's all
No,
dead.
just follow they follow the normal Overwatch rules.
Which is fair enough.
No more special.
They got buffed in other areas.
I was going to say, that said, they still are a very shooty army.
Oh,
You know,
100%.
Yeah, but
Except
that
one
was
relic.
That was their main issue.
They
In
have
8th
got a-
edition.
they
They
have
just
got
weren't
a
shooting
few
enough.
I have got a couple of the units have got a few tricks up their sleeves,
Yeah.
so they actually can survive a bit better these days in melee,
Yeah,
or do
100%.
damage in the combat phase.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we'll get onto that.
Yeah. Secondaries. Shadow operations. Their aerospace targeting relays means you place a marker halfway between each of the 4 battle edges. Infantry units, not just troops, can perform an action at the end of movement within 6 inches of those markers, and it completes during your next command phase. If you put a marker, if you successfully do that action, you get 2, 6, 9, or 12 points. So that it's impossible to get 15 on this, similar to Retrieve Nachemund.
I was going to say, it's just a weird Tau-specific retrieve. But it's interesting because if it doesn't have to be troops specifically, that means stuff like stealth cell suits can do it.
Yep.
The only downside is it completes during your next command phase.
Yeah. A lot of the battle suits count as infantry now.
Their battlefield supremacy secondary decisive action is if you choose Montcar, you score it in turns 1 to 3. If you choose Carry On, you score it in turns 3 to 5. If you control half or more of the objectives at the end of your turn, you score 4 VP. So it's a slightly better stranglehold, but you can only score at turns 1 to 3 or 3 to 5. And it's locked to whichever philosophy you've chosen. And it maxes out at 12, whereas stranglehold maxes out at 15. So it's...
Can I just double check something though? You can choose your philosophy at the start of the game though, can't you?
Yes,
You don't have your list doesn't have to have that built in, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's a worse stranglehold. And the aerospace targeting relays is kind of a worse Nachemund, I think. No mercy, no respite. A clean victory. This is actually quite easy to do. This is very similar to the Imperial Guard secondary. If you're Montcar, you score in turns 1 to 3. If your Karen scores turn 3 to 5. You score 1 victory point if 1 or more enemy units were destroyed, or 3 if 3 or more enemy units were destroyed.
Well,
spicy.
Yep.
They're going
to be shooting shit pretty hard.
Yep.
Tau septs. They do have custom septs. They're all shit. So I'm just going to cover the Tau septs.
No more hardened warheads.
It doesn't matter because the entire army has hardened warheads by default.
Oh.
Every single missile has +1 AP. Hardened warheads was baked into the entire faction.
My
Good
warhead
news, everyone! The goo is fixed.
My warhead has been hardened now.
Yep, in the butt, in New
In
Jersey.
the butt.
So Tauset
You
is,
can take them up to AP too, isn't it?
I believe so. Yes. Tauset has 3 benefits compared to everyone else who only has 2. They can reroll 1 hit or wound roll for each unit during shooting and fighting, which is pretty good. They're basically death skulls. It seems like every army's getting a death skulls ability as one of their army abilities. It's fucking bizarre.
Or did Death Skulls get the same ability that everyone else has?
But they got it first. Yeah, they stole it from everyone else. They stole it from future codexes.
No, they stole it
I
from
believe in
Star
it.
What came first, salamanders or death skulls?
The chicken or the
Got
egg?
So yeah, they also get 3 inch to the range of all their aura abilities and 3 inch to the range of invocations, which is what Ethereal's done do, or any abilities that specify a range in the command phase. So they're the buff kings, the kangs. We was kangs. Seems all right. It's very generic. It's the kind of thing you would want to take for an army that is lots of MSU with sort of quality shooting. Similar to Custodes with Emperor's Champions, where they get reroll 1 hit or wound roll for each unit. This is exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
But instead of a 4-up Feel No Pain, they just get an extra 3 inches to their auras, which seems fine. Allows a lot more spread. Viola.
Oh, spread it, Daddy.
Yep. Spread those nasal cavities. Viola. At the start of your first turn, add 2 inch to the move characteristics for units wholly within your deployment. So kind of like Relentlessly Expansionist, but worse. And reroll advance and charge rolls. Like, this doesn't affect Groot.
Viola, more like please violate my asshole.
Yeah,
I don't know. Saying that, but when you think about that combined with the Monka,
yeah. So you get to move really far forward and re-roll your advances and still shoot as though you'd remain stationary. But as Tau, why would you want to get that close to your opponent?
Well, honestly, and I know I might be jumping ahead, and I'm sorry for this, but when you think about it, if you've got, say, a load of breaches and a punchy commander, and we all know
then you're
what
an
I mean
idiot.
by a punchy commander. Why? Because the breaches are getting up there to control the midboard.
And then they die and allow your opponent to charge very soon into your field. And your commander who's punching people should not really be punching people.
What, with his good strength 12, AP -4?
It's one guy. What's he going to charge into? Blade Guard? Kill 2 Blade Guard and then die?
He lacks the support to do anything
there's
else.
The problem with melee-orientated characters is you don't really want them to go by themselves.
Yeah, it's melee-orientated characters in a shooty army.
It's like the war boss on Warbike. You can give him the Killer Claw and Brutal Cunning, but he's going to charge in and die. And then no more war boss on Warbike. I don't know. It's a really weird option for an army that has no Blade Guard equivalent. If you know what I mean.
it's just no support, right? In a shooty army, you don't have this kind of missile character that just goes in.
I mean, they do have support by way of Kroot, but Kroot don't benefit from any of these tenets, which is problematic.
No, which is good. But don't they? And again, I'm sorry if I'm kind of jumping across, but I'm just thinking in the sense of, don't the Breaches and Fiery Warriors now get to have like pistol 2 weapons in close combat?
They're not going to survive to shoot their fucking pistols, dude. That only matters if somehow they get charged and survive, which not going to happen.
Might survive against Guardsmen, and that's about it.
It's a little sword fight between Guardsmen.
They've got no feel, no pain buff auras or anything like that.
Targeted, yes.
Right.
I don't know. It's just bad. Sacia.
Okay.
Or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Each time a friendly vehicle is targeted more than 18 inches away, you gain -1 to hit. Each time a friendly infantry model is targeted more than 12 inches away, you gain -1 to hit. So basically the same thing, but for some reason they felt like making it two separate pieces of text. Vehicle and battlesuits do not suffer the -1 to hit when shooting heavy weapons in engagement range.
That's massive, dude.
Yeah, army-wide -1 to hit and no penalty to shooting heavy weapons in melee. Kind of, A, helps you survive early game, and B, helps you survive while in melee and makes your suits a little bit more like they're gonna, do things.
Anything that helps them survive after getting charged is always going to be a benefit.
Dalith, I don't know how the fuck to pronounce this shit. Infantry gain light cover from ranged attacks if the shooter is not in engagement range, so permanent +1 armor save to all your infantry. And Tau auxiliary units gain your tactical philosophy, which means that your Kroot stuff gets your what's it called?
The Monk
Yeah. That stuff, which is, I mean, if we go back to Montcar and Carrion, Kroot count as remaining stationary after moving and advancing.
Pretty irrelevant.
But targeting the closest enemy unit with +1 AP, that's kind of cool. And reroll wound rolls of 1. Explode, yeah, it's garbage except for Montcar. Carry on, who gives a shit? Montcar, extra AP, and reroll wound rolls of 1. That's alright. It's not terrible, but it's Kroot. And I know Kroot have seen a bit of a glow up, but they're still not
amazing.
They're not incredible. They're just cheap shock troops at this point. Finally, Borkhan, +4 inch range to weapons, and -1 strength of ranged weapons, strength 7 or less when targeting vehicles or battlesuits. Kind of cool. A nice mix. Extra range to your already high range weapons is maybe okay. It depends on the deployments.
I don't know. I think range is pretty relevant.
Yeah, range, especially in the current sort of table sizes.
When was the last time your shit was out of range to shoot?
Yeah.
Never. It doesn't fucking happen.
No.
Yeah. Farsight enclaves, shooting targets within 12 inches. The target counts as having 1 marker light, so it's literally free real estate. 3 marker light on every unit.
12 inches, 12.
Though? I think
if that whatever you're shooting at, if it survives, you're fucked.
Well, that's why it shouldn't survive. And also, they get reroll 1 rune roll for each unit when shooting or fighting. So they kind of get that Tau stuff. Yeah, pretty much. The custom steps, I'm not going through them all because there's 20 of them. They're fucking weird because you don't get to pick what you want. They decided to be fucking dinguses about this. So you have to select 2 tenets. You can't select 2 tenets from the same sector. The second tenet must be from an adjacent sector. Now, there's this stupid fucking map in the Codex where Sector B is connected to A and C. Sector A is connected to E, D, and B, and C, and all this other shit. So you can't just pick the 2 you want. You've got to pick the 2 that are adjacent to each other. It's just complication for the sake of complication. Imperial Guard can pick whatever they want. Necrons can pick whatever they want. Space Marines can pick whatever they want. Just stop it. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop fucking about.
I'm not a fan of just overcomplicated.
Yep.
Like, overcomplicating something that should be simple doesn't make it.
You can tell some guy in the office who came up with this was like, this'll be amazing for Crusade players and the fluff and being able to build their own eyes based on the galactic map. Fuck off, dude. Just
that Spurgy guy that nobody likes in the corner.
Yeah.
His name is Jerry, and everyone makes fun of him every day.
Because he's got no ass.
He is. He's assless Jerry.
Assless Jerry. Nobody likes assless Jerry. Markolites. These are kind of cool. They're better now. They're relevant. Aircraft can do Markolite actions. It's an action that has to be started at the start of your movement phase or end of movement phase for Pathfinders. So we're probably going to see Pathfinders continue to exist in lists. It completes,
Which is good.
Yep, completes at the start of your shooting phase. It always hits on a 3+, which makes it so that -1 to hits and all that other bullshit can't affect Markolite drones and Markolites in general. You have to have line of sight. Non-auxiliary units get +1 to hit if the unit has a Markolite token, but the token's removed as soon as you resolve all of their attacks. So +1 to hit across the entire army. If they've got a Markolite token, you remove it when that unit's finished, and you can stack Markolite tokens. Vehicles can actually do the action and move, as long as they maintain line of sight to the unit they're putting a Markolite on, which is quite nice. It's a good middle ground to allow the army to do stuff.
The fact that it's an action, does that then mean the vehicle can't shoot?
I think vehicles can't they?
Yeah. So so it's a unit that has a Markolite keyword. So you'll find it'll be on units that don't really need to. Let me just.
No, sorry, no, they can't. Vehicles, drones, and Pathfinders can still move and use it, but they can't shoot.
Yeah.
So the only type of vehicle realistically you're going to be putting that using for Markolite would be what? Like, is it the Devilfish or something? There's their little troop transport.
Yeah, I don't think you'd ever use it on a vehicle though. It's probably what drones / Pathfinders are going to use for.
Yeah.
There's also some awesome
it's just weird well, I kind of get it, but at the same time, it is a little weird that they've made it an action and not just something that you do in your shooting phase.
It used to be something that they did in the shooting phase. It used to be a type of shot. But the reason they've done it that way is because then it can't be modified and people can't fuck with it. Because if you put it as a shot, you can, people can't target stuff. People, -1 to hit, all of that shit.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Fair enough.
No, it's a good
move.
It's a good move.
Yeah. Drones. This is there's a lot. There's a lot. All drones have Manta Strike, which is Deep Strike. Drones are ignored for morale if they're attached to a squad, unless the squad has the drone keyword. So if it's a brick of drones, they take morale. If it's a brick of fire warriors with a drone attached, you ignore the drone for morale. Again, you ignore drones for Lookout Sir. You ignore drones for starting strength and half strength when it comes to morale. You also ignore them for the toughness characteristic of a model, unless that unit has the drone keyword. Pure drone squads can't perform actions or gain OBSEC through any means. And docked drone weapons are then attached to the docked model. So it's the docked model that's making the attacks, not the drone. And attacks can't be allocated to the docked drone. And if the unit that the docked drone is attached to is destroyed, the drone is 2 automatically. So they don't get to disconnect when the vehicle is destroyed. They do, however, have the infantry keyword when interacting with terrain. And only terrain.
Nice.
So lots of rules on drones. Just a quick overview of the only drones that I really care about. The shield drone is just a 4 pinball. So savior protocols is not a thing on those. So you just basically allocate wounds to drone. Well, allocate hits to drones and take your saves on the drones. The advanced guardian drone provides the Lookout Sir rule, so it can't be targeted unless it's the closest unit. The command link drone gives +3 inches to auras and command phase abilities like the ethereal stuff.
Yeah, I believe the command link drone, isn't that the ones that only has it? Shadow Sun, right? Those are the Shadow Sun specific ones.
Yeah. The guardian drone gives a mini transhuman now, which is wounds automatically fail on a 1 or a 2 for ranged attacks. Not really sure how I feel about that. It's
it just means that strength 6+ weapons don't wound on a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird, man. The Pulse Accelerator drone gives +1 AP to pulse weapons. That one I found interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's
Yeah.
the one that comes in the units for just the fire warriors.
Yes. That one
What about,
is kind of, I'd fuck with that.
Yeah,
what about missile drones? Because weren't they a thing?
Missile drones?
missile drones and shielded missile drones. Yeah, they come with like specific battle suits. So like the Riptide can take shields, missile or shielded.
Yeah, the missile drones are just assault 2, 7 minus 2/2.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Not bad.
It's 30-inch range. It's got decent range. The shield. Does the missile drone even exist anymore? No, it doesn't. It's just a shielded missile drone.
A shielded missile drone.
Oh wait, no, the missile drone does exist. Yeah, no, sorry. There's just so many fucking drones. It feels a little bit unnecessary. If I'm being perfectly honest.
Yeah, they do have a lot of drones, all with like very specific uses.
It's like
that go
4
like,
fucking pages of drones and their included rules and all these fucking different profiles.
Yeah, it's just because different units can take different drones. So like the fire warriors and breaches can take specific drones that no one else can take.
Yeah.
So on and so forth.
It's a Tau's version of the Holy Bolter, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like
Yes.
50,000 variants of
Mastercrafted bolter, heavy bolter, executor bolt carbine, fucking bolter, bolt rifle, assault bolter,
Bolt my ass,
stalker
daddy.
bolt rifle.
From my cock bolter.
Yes. Anyway,
Oh.
stratagems. I've only picked out the ones that I care about. There's too many. I'm not going through them all. I refuse. You can't make me. Breach and clear still exists, but it's better. Breachers now reroll all wound rolls, which is kind of nice. And they ignore all... the opponent does not gain the benefit of cover. At all. No benefit of cover. Not just to their saving throws, just no benefit of cover. So fuck off with your -1 to hit and all that shit.
Pretty good.
Pretty nice. Breachers
Wow.
still nice.
Breaches are spicy.
Yes. Failsafe detonator. Battlesuit. When your battlesuit dies, you can auto detonate it. And it does D3 mortal wounds to everything within 3 inches on a roll of 3 to 5, or 3 mortal wounds on a roll of 6. It's actually pretty
nice.
Pretty nice. A nice little fuck you when one of your battlesuits dies.
But is that everything within, or is it just Europe?
Yeah, everything within 3 inches. You roll a D6, and so on a 3 to 5, it's D3 mortal wounds.
Your own units.
Yes, yeah.
It's not like the Nurgle one where fucking it doesn't apply. Yeah, right, okay.
Backup AI is literally the generic 1 CP. This model counts as having full wounds, which I don't believe they had before. Branched Nova Charge changed. It's specifically for the Riptide, as it was before, I believe. It just means your reactor doesn't burn out, and then you select 1 reactor ability, but you can only use it once per battle per model. So you can't use it every turn on the same Riptide. Wall of Mirrors. You can remove a stealth or ghost kill suit from within 9 inches of a board edge and deploy them next turn. So you can basically bring them in, do shit with them, and go, actually, kind of nice, to be honest, for doing objectives and stuff like that. Recon Sweep. Purgation Sweep. I was about to say something about pregnancy, but no. Pathfinder completes a Markalite action, add 1 to Markalite rolls, and then that unit can make a normal move. So they Markalite on a 2-up, and then they fuck off.
Pretty good.
Pretty nice. Repulsive Impact Field is the blurst -2 to charge rolls on a battlesuit unit, which is going to come in very fucking clutch, I think. -2 to charge on a battlesuit unit, you really don't want to get charged. It's not quite as good as Tanglefoot, but it's good enough.
It makes a big difference.
100%, yeah. Counterfeit defense system we saw on fucking Warhammer Community, reduce incoming damage to 1 for a single failed save or whatever it was. Save your protocols is now a stratagem. When you make a failed saving throw, select a drone within 3 inches of that unit and destroy it, and the damage is set to 0. So it's similar to that Counterfeit defense system, but it just sets it to 0 and you sacrifice a drone. No more.
It's pretty good. It comes in clutch. It's nice that it's after you fail the save.
Yes, so at least you get the option.
It's pretty good for 1 CP. It's
100%, absolutely. Most of these are 1 CP actually.
I mean, to be fair, right? If you shot with a fucking like a D3 plus 6 or D2 plus 6 fucking damage weapon, and they just take that down to 0, you've invested CPs in rerolls to get the damage. That's gonna give your opponent the fail bads, isn't it? And you the fail goods.
100%. But I feel like when the army gets fucked as hard in melee as Tau, they do sort of need.
No, I'm not.
They got some good. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I think it's a good. It's a balance, and like I say, for 1 CP, it's cheap as chips.
Yep. Sub-munitions we saw on Warhammer Community. It's your hammerhead unit. You roll a D. It's just fucking max of 8 mortal wounds on a 4-up. That shit.
It's pretty good. They got some other interesting stuff. I quite like Pulse Onslaught, where Fire Warriors auto wound
on 6s. Yeah, that was kind of cool.
It's very cool.
It's the same as the AdMech one, isn't it? On radium carbines.
Well, they have that. They auto wound on 6 baseline, and you can push it to a 5 up. Yeah, the strap.
Yeah, it's nice.
But isn't there one as well where they get exploding 6s in the latter turns, where it goes from 6/5 down to a 4 up in turn 5?
That's Carrion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Okay.
That thing that nobody's gonna take.
Yeah.
Frustrating, but at least they try.
No, I mean, recently, like most of the games we played, the games tend to be over by turn 3.
100%,
like it's not very common for a game to drag on for too long. So
yeah. Warlord traits. Again, I've only picked out the ones that were interesting, not necessarily highly competitive, but interesting all the same. Precision of the Hunter, full hit and ruined rerolls in both melee and shooting. That's fucking bananas on a commander.
Yeah, especially when you can load them up with a lot of saucy weapons.
So that's probably an auto take. Through Unity, Devastation now only applies to core, and it only happens on unmodified 6s, but it does work during Overwatch. Interesting change. Exemplar of the Carrion or Exemplar of the Montcar. You can redeploy 1 unit or 3 units if your philosophy is Carrion. And with Montcar, you can pick a core unit within 9 inches and give them full reroll wounds with range attacks against an enemy within 9 inches, or 12 if your philosophy is Montcar. So everybody's going to be Montcar. So it's basically full wound rerolls with ranged attacks within 12 inches.
Which is massive.
Yes.
Because within 12 inches, that's pretty much like your whole
It's
army.
turn 2, turn 3 onwards. Forever.
Yeah.
And it's pick a unit within 9 inches, except if you have that wacky... If you go Tau Sept or whatever it is, it becomes 12 inches. So,
pretty good.
Yeah. Ghost Walks Among Us. This is auto advance 6 inches and -1 to hit. This is for the Ghost Kills, I believe. And through Boldness Victory, give 1 core unit auto wounds on 6s with range attacks. Which is...
I like that.
All right.
It's not that.
And then there's a couple of Kroot ones, which I've added in here. These are the only Kroot ones in the Codex. They're all right. Nearby Kroot ignore the benefit of cover with shooting attacks. Well, their shooting sucks dick, so whatever. Pack Leader is the only good one. 3d6 discard 1 for charges. Which is fine. And Nomadic Hunter counters remaining stationary for the purposes of ranged attacks. I mean, why they fucking... Why? You know,
they've only done that for people who want to run a Kroot army.
Yeah.
But why?
I know. Like...
Right?
You know, with Sisters of Silence, they got, like... +1 to advance and charges aura, they got the remove enemy obsec aura, they got a couple of interesting Warlord trait auras. Stuff that Sisters are going to do. Granted, Sisters die easily, but they're going to do it. Kroot, famously the most highly ranged weapon units in the Codex, ignoring cover with shooting attacks, remaining stationary with shooting attacks. What the fuck is this?
Hell yeah,
I just don't understand.
You just wait, Nathan. When I bring an army of 200 crew, we'll see who talks shit.
Who's
then.
the real loser for
Or
buying 2k of crew?
I was gonna say, really?
Someone's gonna do it, and then they're gonna be all salty when they lose, like a bitch.
I've seen people that have done that, like just mass crew and stuff. It wasn't good. Some people have a weird obsession with crew.
Yeah. Relics. This is what James is talking about. On a good gauntlet. Battlesuit melee. Strength 12, AP -4, damage 3. Yes. It's a lot of damage. It's big melee damage. But. Frosted butts. Do you really want your battlesuit commander in melee?
And what are you fighting with him? I think that's the real question.
Yeah.
Is who are you trying to punch with that? Because I'll tell you what, you're not going to be trying to...
He only gets 4 attacks.
You're not going to try and out-punch another HQ. I'll tell you that now. Because most of the HQs will shit on you. Just because they're better in melee. Like other factions HQs, right? The Space Marine Captain will probably fuck you a day up. Your Strength 12 is whatever. When he saves on a 4-up, average 6 damage. Maybe, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
I mean, Commander Farsight has 5 attacks, but he already has a weapon that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a Chad, so...
I mean, Crisis Suits, they're only toughness 5, man. Oh, you don't want that in melee.
Is that all you can put it on a Crisis Suit?
Yeah, it's a battle suit. It's a battle suit.
Yeah.
So you can put it on a commander in Crisis, commander in Battlesuit, Cold Star, whatever. I just don't know why you'd want to. It's cool. I'll admit it's cool. It's kind of like
it's for the weebs.
Yeah. It's
how many points is it though?
It's a relic. It's free.
Mate.
Yeah.
Anyway, Advanced Em Scrambler. This is a bit of spice. It denies deep strikes within 12 inches. And you can pick one enemy unit and they don't gain the benefit of auras at all. So that's kind of hilarious.
Yeah, you can do some wacky stuff with that. That's really good.
Yeah.
Is that the one that turns off OBSEC?
Yes.
Yes.
No, it doesn't turn off OBSEC. It turns off Deep Strike and means they don't benefit from auras. So if, for example, you were against a Space Marine player who gave Rites of Battle or wherever it was to a Space Marine unit to give them OBSEC, they wouldn't benefit from it, which is kind of memes.
Right.
Yeah, this has got real fucky play. Denying deep strikes in general is just enough to make someone salty, but turning off auras it doesn't turn off psychic auras though, so it doesn't work on stuff like Psychic
just about to say that, yeah. I remember which one it is now.
Tell you what though, you wouldn't be fucking bringing something within 12 inches of a bubble of Space Marines with the Psychic Fortress now.
Yeah, that's true. Pure Tide Engram Chip. This is cool, but also is going to make spending stratagems complicated. So it's a CP refund on a 3+, which is like way better than every other relic in any other codex for CP refund. But it only works on battle tactic or epic deed stratagems. So now you're actually going to have to check every time you spend a CP on a stratagem what kind of stratagem it is, because they all have those weird keywords and shit.
Yeah, I never they fucking did this
on purpose
because the piece of shit developer that decided to put all the stratagems in different categories
100%.
started crying about it.
Yep.
He was like, "Why doesn't anyone care what type of stratagem?" Nobody gives a shit. It's a stratagem. just do the fucking stratagem. Now he started crying again and threatened bullying and harassment lawsuits, so they had to put a fucking rule in it to keep him quiet.
And now he's sat there smug in the corner.
You're dumb. Whoever came up with this dumb. You should lose your job for this.
It's a bit fucking harsh.
Fuck you.
I'm an angry man.
It's just, who cares? It's such a overcomplicated.
You know what it does? It forces people to make the game longer by having to check their codex, and it forces people to bring their codex as well, or fucking Google what stratagem they're using. Now it just forces the game to be slower, and it forces people to look at their books more, which is bizarre. All for haha, we got a CP refund that's better than everyone else's.
Yep.
Really, like, it's cool, but also it's not cool.
It's shit.
It's a pain in the fucking dick.
I should have just left it as it was.
Yeah.
And no one would have had an issue with it.
Yep.
No fucking player in the world would have went, oh man, I really do like pure tight engram chip. But I wish they made it really overcomplicated for no fucking reason. Fuck off.
Humble Stave. This is just a staff that gives you +1 to roll through
Humble
invocations.
Steve.
Humble Steve, yep. Humble
Steve.
Brag. This is your ethereal pulling a stave out of his face orifice so that he shouts his his invocations, definitely not litanies, better.
Or does he put it in his face slit?
Yeah, he does.
Humble chip insertion.
I just imagine him literally sticking a fucking trumpet in his forehead. Ah!
The Vuvuzela. That's what it is. Neuro Empathic Nullifier. Enemy units fail an action on a 2+, and prevents them from starting a new one. This is a dick move. This is a dick move.
It's glorious.
It's gonna really, really piss me off. I don't know anyone that plays Tower except Andy, and I don't know if he'll take it or not, because he'll probably want to take, some sort of highly competitive relics. But the fucking dick bag that takes this,
I know, man.
it's
I
gonna
think that
feel
could be very.
It's gonna feel bad, innit? It's gonna feel bad.
Like, I wonder, does that work on like psychic actions and stuff like that?
Let me check the wording.
Yeah, why is the actual wording on it? Is it a range? Is there a range for it? Like, how does it fucking work?
Sorry, I'm just looking through the codex now. But invocations, no, we don't want you. Relics, Neuro Empathic, blah 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 blah. So, command phase. One enemy unit within 18 inches and visible. On a 2-up until the start of your next command phase, the target cannot perform actions. If that unit is currently performing an action, it immediately fails.
Fuck you!
It is painful.
That is a competitive pick. I don't know what the fuck you're on about, but I can see every pro fucking Tau player picking that just to fuck with people.
But you have to, you have to be within 18 inches of that unit beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard Cold Stars go pretty fucking fast.
It's got to be on an ethereal.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Dog shit.
This de-escalated quickly.
No, I didn't realize he was specifically on a fucking.
Do the ethereals have any form of bodyguard shenanigans?
Dude, battle suits. Have you heard of battle suits?
Yeah.
And actually, wait, hold on. Maybe that has legs though, because ethereals can fly on a fucking frisbee.
This is true. And we'll get onto the ethereal invocations as well, because there's some pretty interesting ones. So other relics. This is a Kroot one. Gland. Nearby Kroot get +1 strength and attacks, but only once per game. Can't make Kroot too strong, just in case. Just in case.
People take them.
Yeah, just in case they compete with a tactical fucking intercessor. Tactical marine, sorry. Solid image projection unit. This gives the character a 4+ invuln and a once per turn reduce damage to 0. There's a lot of nice. I've got to say, there's a lot of nice relics that all give you pause for thought. It's a shame you can only take 3. Orhultu's Lantern. Whenever this is hilarious. When you do a marker light, you roll an additional 5 d6s. I have to double check the wording on this, because
when you an extra 5.
Yeah. So, where's that fucking lantern? Model equipped with a marker light only. Each time this model performs the fire marker light action, roll 5 additional d6s. So you go from 1 marker light to fucking 6.
That's a lot of marker lights.
That's how you ass blast 1 unit off the table.
Yeah, it
and
is.
the Bagel Hunter's Plate. And I'm not making that name up.
It's actually Bigel.
Bagel, alright. Oh, okay.
Absolute heathen.
+1 to their armor save and a 5-up feel no pain. So it's kind of like Orica Quillis that they took away from Custodes for no reason.
Fancy.
Yeah. Now, Ethereals, the asses on their faces. They can know 2 and can activate 1 per turn on a roll of a 3+. Or with a Humble Steve, it's on a 2-up. Their invocations, which are definitely not litanies, absolutely not litanies. Sense of Stone, a 5-up feel no pain to 1 core unit, which is actually pretty good.
Very good.
Wisdom of the Guides, you just get a CP. It just gives you a CP.
Yeah, it's the same as what's it?
Grey Knights.
Thousand Suns can do that as an action.
Storm of Fire. You can perform an action and shoot, but it only goes off on core units, which is pretty fucking good. Space Marines have to pay a CP for that fucking thing. Zephyr's Grace. If an enemy unit did not remain stationary in the previous phase, it gets -1 to hit against the friendly core unit, which is most of the time, to be honest. Unifying Mantra is a 6-inch aura. All of these are targeted to 1 unit, except this one. This is a 6-inch aura. This is fucking, what a joke. Reroll morale tests. +1 to combat attrition tests. Fuck off. There's this one guy, isn't there? It's that same guy who gave stratagems a fucking, sections in stratagems, who's desperate for leadership to mean a dick.
Morale is really cool, guys. It's a really flavorful mechanic. Please.
Yep.
Come on, somebody, please. I will sue you if you make fun of me again.
He's the guy. He's the guy that gave the Telemon leadership 8.
No, that's just. So what happens when you just have interns that are unpaid? And you give them.
How do you give an entire army leadership 11 and then just
Just literally, you can tell, there's just no one's paying any attention.
I wonder if they did it through a script on a database, and for some reason the Telemon didn't get picked up in the script.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucking sad. It really is. Anyway, Power of Tides, definitely not Grey Knight Tides. Absolutely not Grey Knight Tides.
No.
This is fucking an auxiliary unit, so crew gets +1 to their wound rolls.
Woo.
But whatever, dude. Just
Wow.
please bring crew. Please buy these crew boxes we've got in the warehouse. We have too many. Prototype systems. There's fucking tons of prototype systems, and they're all insanely expensive.
So just for the uninitiated, the prototype systems are like to units that you have to pay for.
Yeah. The 2 best ones I'll go through first because they're the cheapest. Advanced Burst Cannon. 18-inch, Assault 8, Strength 6, AP -1, Damage 1. The target cannot ignore wound rolls, so fuck off Feel No Pains, fuck off Gazgul with your max 4 wounds a turn. Pretty fucking good. Unless that gets FAQ'd. It fucks Necrodermis, fucks Gazgul, fucks most max 4 wounds a turn, fucks anyone with a Feel No Pain. It's just, and it's dirt cheap. It's pretty fucking good, to be honest.
Free real estate.
It absolutely is. Thermoneutronic projector. They just took words out of a fucking physicist's PhD paper and threw them together. This is a 12-inch assault D6 +2, because that's the first time I've ever seen D6 +2 on a number of shots weapon. Strength for AP2, damage 2, flamer, and it's also D6+2 attacks in melee at strength 4, AP2, damage 2.
Nice.
It's a decent flamer, solid flamer.
Tasty, that one.
Resonator Warheads. This is the bananas. 30-inch, assault 3, strength 8, AP2, damage 2. Enemy infantry, beast, or cavalry units that are hit halve their move.
What?
It's a whirlwind on crack,
Which
is pretty nice. Internal grenade racks is basically the same shit. Fly over a unit on a 2-up, they suffer D3 mortal wounds. The other prototype systems,
I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The other prototype systems I jumped on were the EH Disruption Suite, which is a ghost kill only one. Once per battle, increase the CP cost of a stratagem used on an enemy unit within 12 inches. I could think of a million different armies this would screw over severely. Custodies being one of them. You just fucking know when they're gonna do the turn off re-rolls and -1 strength to weapons and causing it to cost an extra CP is pretty brutal.
Yeah, so it's like Agents of Vect.
Yeah, but it's a point upgrade instead of stratagem. It's really nice. I can see every list including a ghost kill for a couple of these wacky warlord traits, relics, and prototype systems, because there's just so much utility. That turn off deep strike within 12 and turn off auras is a ghost kill one, I think, as well. That relic or whatever it was. Ghost kills just sound really fun. They sound like they're going to cause a lot of problems on the battlefield.
And they're really cool looking models.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that too. Stim injectors. Once per battle, when a saving throw is failed, the bearer gets a 4-up. Feel no pain. It's all right. It's fine.
The Steve injector.
Yep, pretty much. Dominate to fragmentation launcher. I had to include something that involved leadership just so I could take the piss out of it. It's a 24-inch assault D6, strength 5, AP -2, damage 1, line of sight ignoring, fragmentation launcher, -4 to leadership of a unit that gets hit.
If you laugh at it, I'll sue you.
The fact that it's assault D6 just feels insulting.
The fact that it exists feels insulting.
I mean, if you touched orcs with it, the entire squad would run away. That's the only utility I can see for this thing. -4 leadership on a squad that has a leadership of 7.
To be honest, we make fun of leadership. Some armies can actually build some really wacky leadership teams.
Actually, saying that when you're in leadership 7, that would fuck up Death Company.
Wait, what?
Well, Death Company are only leadership 7.
Are you fucking serious? Holy shit.
Yeah. Blood Angels Death Company. I'm sure it's leadership 7 or... No, it's not 8. It's leadership 7. That's why you've always got to take...
Holy shit, dude.
That's why you've always got to take a chaplain with them. Because the chaplain will use his leadership aura ability.
So what you're saying, this prototype system makes an already bad Blood Angels even worse?
Yeah.
Oof.
Excellent.
Can you imagine? Oh. Can you imagine the fucking salt when you go against a Blood Angels player and you just cause their entire Death Company squad to run away?
Run away and die.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if you want to play like shenanigans with leadership, you can. There's better armies for it.
Yeah, that's true.
Harlequins and Drukhari are pretty good at doing really fucky stuff, like making people take making units take mortal wounds if they lose leadership and stuff like that.
Weapon changes. Like I said, hardened warheads across the board. All missile weapons have been given +1 AP, which is really good news. Burst cannons of every variety have more shots, either +2 or many for some of the vehicle burst versions. The plasma rifle is kind of cool. It's an assault 1 sniper rifle, so strength 8, AP -4, damage 3, which is pretty ruthless, especially if you get plenty of Markolites on a squad. Wounding most elite infantry on 2s, ignoring all saves that they get because of the AP4 and flat 3 damage. It's going to be killing Gravis and a very poorly rolling Custodes player. It's pretty good.
I feel personally attacked by that comment. I would like you to retract it.
Retract it into my butthole. Only hammerhead
Nice.
railguns ignore inborns. Good news, everybody. Railguns
Good
aren't
news.
oppressive. Only the hammerhead railguns ignore inborns. So the broadsides.
I don't think we're going to see many hammerheads, do you?
When you're not
No,
well.
nobody gives a shit.
Okay. So I mentioned this to Dan earlier. The Bodyguard Rule currently affects Long Strike. So you can bring Long Strike with his railgun, and you can just bodyguard him, so he can't be shot at.
Long schlong.
I expect it to be
Okay.
FAQ'd. And every tournament so far that it's happened in has immediately banned it. And said, no, fuck off, you stupid cunts. Wait for an FAQ. Which is fair enough, to be honest. It's a dumb rule. Seeker missiles, the ones that the Remora drones used to have, no longer need marker lights to function. But they're fucking bananas now. They're now strength 9, AP 3, damage 2d3. Which is a lot of damage.
It's pretty good. They used to hit on sixes
On
only,
sixes,
unless
yeah.
you had so many marker light counters on the unit.
So Remora's pretty interesting. Battlesuit weapons now cost cumulatively 5 points more if you have the same weapon duplicated on the same model. So I know battlesuits can take multiple weapons. If you have the same weapon on a battlesuit in all of its slots, it's going to cost you a fucking shitload of points. So now you're going to have to equip your battlesuits all with one of each, which means you're going to have to roll separate weapons multiple times, and it's going to make the game really fucking long. And Games Workshop should go fuck themselves with this rule.
I mean, I get why they do it. I'm happy they did it, but yeah. It's because they keep releasing kits that don't have all the fucking weapons for the unit all the time. And I'm glad they're fixing it. I'm not going to lie. I'm not mad about that. I fucking hate it when it's like, oh yeah, your whole unit can take fusion pistols.
But we're not going to give them to you.
But I'm going to give you 2.
Yep.
And also, fuck you. Buy more.
Pretty much.
I hate that shit. I hate
So it has resolved that issue, but at the same time, it means everyone's going to be running squads of mixed weapons, and it's going to be painful. Counting how many of everything's got.
It's not too bad. Like, if people know what they do, it's pretty fast.
Every squad is going to be a repulsor executioner. Let me just check my 9 weapon profiles.
And go through each one fucking separately.
Those are the overviews that I picked out. Is there anything else specifically you would like to talk about?
No, I like they've made ethereals usable, because before
they were shit before. You only used to
them.
bring them through stone, whatever it was, stone skin, and through Unity Devastation. That was pretty much it, right?
Yeah, I think it's worth sort of talking about just buffs to units that I don't think have been mentioned. So stuff like crisis suits have 1 extra wound now, I believe.
Yeah. Crisis bodyguards are a thing.
I don't think, you're saying that they have to take like different weapons for their loadouts. I don't think that's going to be too bad.
Bodyguards can be included without taking a slot for each commander that's in your detachment. So Farsight can include 2 bodyguard contingents per detachment, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, because they've got 2 commanders.
Yeah, so you could bring a triple patrol Farsight enclaves, have 6 commanders, and 6 crisis bodyguards, which sounds pretty fucking whack. I don't know if it has legs, but it's a thing.
Yeah.
No, there's some interesting stuff.
The new Darkstrider model looks cool as shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, the new, is it Pathfinders or Breaches kit? That looks nice as well.
Yeah, I mean, they've always been pretty cool.
Not, it's an upgrade sprue, sorry. Yeah. That came out with a This is a battle box set for Kill Team.
Yes, yeah. With all the fancy war gear.
Don't think we mentioned, but the Go skill is pretty saucy now. So the drones mean if it still has the little drones, you can't shoot it if it's more than 18 inches away.
Yes, yeah, with the drone.
So you can do some cheeky stuff. The weapons got buffed a bit. Fusion Collider was a strength 9 now. Iron Raker, which is like their plasma weapons.
The one thing I've
It's
like
pretty
this
meaty.
codex, every page is just one unit. If you go through the codex and you're looking for units, an entire page is taken up by one unit. That's how big the data sheets are because of the sheer quantity of weapons loadouts. The Ghost Kill's got 12 wounds.
Well, hopefully it means the Codex is going to have legs.
Oh, it absolutely has legs. It's fucking terrifying, dude.
And even when they start messing up in 6 months' time, like they will, much like what we're saying we wanted with the Jakari Codex and the Custodes Codex and the GSC Codex, it looks like no matter if they start fucking about with 1 or 2 units, then you're going to have other units to then fall back on, if that makes sense.
The one thing I have noticed in a couple of the battle reports I've seen with the new codex is the Vespids are remarkably good. Those are the auxiliary flying units. They've got 14-inch move. They're toughness 4. They've only got 1 wound, but they can.
They've always been.
They can deep strike.
Are they cheap?
I believe so. I'll double check, but they can. They've got forward deploy.
Yeah, they've always been like a bit of a sleeper unit.
Yeah,
they were always like pretty good. I think people don't want to take them because they look goofy as fuck. This is the reason I didn't take them anyway. I think the one thing that we need to mention is the broadsides, because that's kind of like the meme now, right?
Yeah.
Broadsides is just scary now. They are core infantry.
Holy shit, so 1 second. So Vespids are 12 points.
Yeah,
that's pretty cheap.
Super good.
Oh, the Sky Ray. Holy fuck, the Sky Ray is line of sight ignoring. Forgot about that.
Yeah, it's true.
Anyway, broadsides.
Yeah, broadsides are just fucking spooky.
They slapped hits. They're what? 8 wounds, toughness 5, 2 up save, fucking many missiles.
Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, no, they're just really good. And again, because they have the core keyword and their infantry, they get a lot of the, they can be buffed with all sorts of bullshit.
Yeah.
So.
They are just fantastic. To be fair, the Riptide is still good, but the
Riptide's still very good, dude.
The fuck Storm Surge is that guy. Fuck.
It's not as good. The people have been like testing them out. They're good, but they're not as they're good. They're much better than they were.
Yeah.
But it's not broken, is what I was getting at. Sorry. Like, you can comfortably bring one in your list, and you're probably not going to regret it.
Yeah. But it's not ruthlessly efficient.
Some of the battle suits that previously had the monster keyword have lost that and have gone to vehicle.
Yes, yeah. The big boys, yeah.
The big boys.
Like the Storm Surge. So he's no longer monster or anything like that. He's just...
No, the Storm Surge was always a vehicle. That's why it sucked shit in 8th edition. Because it couldn't... Savior Protocols worked on infantry and battle suits only.
Yeah.
And he didn't have the battle
But stuff like the Riptide are vehicles now, as well as being battle suits. They have both.
Yes.
They have both keywords, battle suit and vehicle.
Vehicle.
And he can still fly.
Oh, yeah.
The Big Daddy can still fly. I'm just looking at some of the Crete stuff.
They're cool. I loved playing the Triptide list. No one else did, but just the Riptides themselves were cool as fuck, dude.
Oh yeah, Pathfinders, pre-game move 7 inches.
Yeah, that's how they used to work.
Yeah, that's quite a long pre-game move actually compared to most.
Yeah. No, Pathfinders are really good.
Yeah, no, I'm just perusing through. There's nothing else that I can see that's jumping out to me, other than this ridiculous bodyguard shit.
No, I think just as an overall, I think the Tau are just a much better army now.
Oh, 100%. They've definitely fixed everything that was wrong with them.
Yeah, well, they lacked the resilience and the shooting power that they needed. So for a gunline army, they were kind of squishy, especially when they moved into 9th edition.
Now they're still squishy, but they can shoot in melee through various means, and they have a few. Yeah, the weapons are bananas.
Which it should be, right? If it's an army that's gonna get its shit pushed in a melee, might as well let them shoot good.
Yeah, 100%.
Then it's down to the opponent to make best use of the, environment and line of sight and all of that shit.
Yeah. Right. We will leave it at that. We will be seeing the new Tau Codex in action, not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after.
Yes.
Next Wednesday, we will be playing Orcs versus the Salamanders with me and Dan. And then the following week, we will be having a 4-week-long parade of the Custodes. And the first match will be Custodes against Tau with the new Codex. It'll be Dan versus Andy Pandy. And then after that, we'll put him through the ringer, through a few various other things. And Dan can get his reps in. Some sweet reps. If you had time to think about life, think about what lists you're bringing, consider your choices.
Yeah. No, I mean, I got some ideas. It's just going to be weird because I'm not going to focus on Custodes too much after that.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be a big burst of Custodes for like a month, and then they'll go on the shelf.
To make way for Eldar.
Yeah.
Glorious
But I'm
faggots.
genuinely excited about. Hey, you leave the Eldar alone. You leave the Knifeers alone.
Oh god. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Thank you everyone for tuning in. If you want to support us, you can head over to patreon.com/lightning-assault. If you would like your shit painted, you can go to fiverr.com/manmagospaints. And if you would like to join a Discord, the link is below. Probably not a good idea unless you want to have a quick peek at Chuck Tingle's website and his Instagram.
And if you want to beat your meat raw, read Helicopter Man Pound's Dinosaur Billionaire. Available on Amazon Prime.
I mean, it will change your life.
Yeah. Also available in audiobook form as well,
Oh my god, that's what I'm doing tonight.
I'm gonna do a little bit more research on Chuck Tingle, I think.
Research. Vicky, don't come in, I'm doing research.
Right. On that note, we'll catch you guys next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Bye-bye now.